Hello, I'm Michael O'Brien, and thank you once again for joining me. To recap what my senior project has been as of now, I'm still working on the sports podcast and I'm still very much enjoying it. For the podcast, I usually have two other people to join myself, and with more people on the show comes from more opinions and better debates. There are several different reasons as to why I chose to mainly focus on sports podcasting, but the one main reason in particular is due to a podcast I usually listen to produced by a company named Barstool Sports, and the name of the podcast is called Pardon My Take. Pardon My Take is a podcast that is unlike any other and is unique due to how laid back it is. The two hosts on the show are very laid back and they don't have a filter in what they say. They speak their mind and they are never afraid to share their hot takes, which is something we also try to do within our podcast. The podcast is also like the sports show, also known as First Take, which features the likes of Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. On their show, it is obviously more censored due to it being on ESPN, and with that being said, however, it does not stop them from speaking their minds on a debate on a said sports topic. So for my podcast, I have decided to tie in both Pardon My Take and First Take. There have been many hot takes on the podcast, and they range from every sport. The big free agent move for the NBA this offseason was, of course, Kevin Durant deciding to leave the Oklahoma City Thunder for the team that knocked them out of the playoffs, the Golden State Warriors. One podcaster in particular had a hot take to remember about the superstar.
I got a hot take.
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Lay it on me.
Let's hear it. Kevin Durant is the new Dwight Howard.
Wow.
That's a hot take.
Why? All right. Why do you say that?
Kevin Durant is gonna choke under pressure.
Okay.
He's gonna
He always does.
He's gonna choke.
Listen,
The
when
Thunder game, he got rattled by his old teammates. He's gonna choke.
when he was
the
on,
rattles were, but he got rattled. You could tell.
when he was on OKC for the Western Conference Finals, they had a 3-1 lead against the Golden State Warriors. We also had some takes on the Warriors that didn't slip under the radar from that same podcast as well. Earlier on in the NBA season, the super team in Golden State had a matchup with the Lakers in Los Angeles, and to everyone's surprise, they were blown out. Well, the Warriors are not God. They lost the other night, 2 or 3 nights ago, they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, I said it, the Los Angeles Lakers by over 20 points.
Well, I'm sure it's only because Kobe put up like 45 or something, right?
Wait.
Oh,
no.
just kidding. Kobe retired. There's no reason the Lakers should have ever won that game. There's no way. What are the Warriors doing?
They're the super team. Stuff like that should not be happening. They should be blowing out teams like that, even though it's a back-to-back. They had, I don't know who they had the night before. I believe they had Portland. But regardless, you're still the super team.
I think we talked about this before. A fourth of the best basketball team on the planet, Team USA, is on the Warriors.
Correct. As mentioned earlier, we don't always talk about one sport in particular, as we talk all about sports. From basketball to baseball and from hockey to football, we discuss it all. We have another take on football that could very well be coming true one day. Geno Smith was also one of the quarterbacks in the Jets QB circus, and he tore his ACL and will no longer probably play for the Jets ever again due to his expiring contract. But yeah, the Jets are now at 3-7, and we're cooked for this year. We're done.
Yeah. You should trust the process and tank and get a good quarterback.
Go with Lamar. Actually, Arthur, on the last episode, or the last podcast, Cakes came on and said that the answer for the Jets QB problems, Tony Romo.
That's nice.
I agreed with him.
Yeah. We also talk about fantasy sports as well, football being the main of discussion. When Tony Romo went down with yet another injury, one podcaster in particular had some more hot takes on the quarterback situation in Dallas, on whether or not Romo should be the quarterback or whether they should stick with rookie quarterback and sensation, Dak Prescott. With the franchise or former franchise quarterback, Tony Romo, going down with another back injury.
Can we please talk about Romo?
But to close out with the Cowboys situation, Jerry Jones, the owner of the team, came out and said that regardless of the stellar play of Dak Prescott, and being that this guy has only thrown one interception, he's still going to continue to stick with Tony Romo.
That's absurd. Absurd.
First of all, one thing.
No one's more upset about this Tony Romo thing than me because I had to kick him off of my fantasy team. Okay. The guy's fat. He came to preseason fat. That's why he has a back injury because he's too fucking fat.
Yep.
Okay. And he can't play. Mm-hmm. So this guy, Dak Prescott, he showed up. He came to play. Also, can we talk about the fact that Tony Romo was never that good to begin with?
Yes.
Why is he standing next to this guy?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a young player who's not fat, who wants to play. Give him the ball.
In the beginning of the year, we used to open up our podcast the same way Pardon My Take did when LeBron James was a free agent, but in comparison, we used Cleveland Cavalier J.R. Smith. What Pardon My Take did was that every day LeBron James did not sign his new contract with the Cleveland Cavs, the Pardon My Take group would begin to question how serious Cleveland was about signing him, even though LeBron had said publicly that he would love to come back to Cleveland. So for the first few of our podcasts, we had to open up with questioning Cleveland's move on not signing J.R. Smith yet. September 21st, 2016, and J.R. Smith is still a free agent.
Questionable. Surprised about that, huh?
Moving on to a more lightning topic, but is still a major concern in the basketball world. To date is, yes, September 29th, 2016, and J.R. Smith
still a free agent. Tough to imagine, huh?
You know, before we talk about how bad our Jets are, and before we talk about the wild card with the American League and the National League, we have to talk about a key free agent who is still not being picked up. Today is October 5th, 2016. Shooting guard J.R. Smith is still a free agent. What just came out on ESPN the other day is that he reportedly turned down a 1 year, $11 to $12 million contract for 1 year. To bring back a point that you said about LeBron, can't believe we didn't open the podcast with this. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they're coming off their championship win off the Golden State Warriors. They acquired Kevin Durant, but now the Cavaliers, October 10th, have still yet to acquire J.R. Smith.
Key piece.
Now, this story has taken so many turns. Sports podcast, my plans are as followed. I plan to continue to keep on producing these sports podcasts. I plan to continue to shoot these podcasts over the next upcoming breaks. I plan to update the website as a whole, and I plan to bring on new guests as well as bring back the reoccurring guests on the podcast as well.